Hello and welcome to the Collapse Experiment. I've got another article for you today, and if you enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Now on with the show. This is from the evergreenhome.com. This is Evergreen Home. Not familiar with it, but the article itself caught my attention, which is 13 old-fashioned frugal living habits from the greatest generation, which I really enjoy a lot of this old-timey stuff. I've got several, probably couple dozen books on frugal living, old-time living, living without electricity, etc. And I'm curious what they have to say about what their 13 tips are, or habits. So, let's get started with this article. Betty Smith's 1943 classic, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, opens with 11-year-old Francine Nola lugging a sack of scrap metal and rags to the neighborhood junk dealer. The payout, pennies, never nickels, goes straight to the tin can bank her mother has nailed inside a closet. Week after week, that slow, disciplined trickle by schoolbooks winter coal, eventually the modest breathing room that lets Nola rise above bare survival. What looks like hardship is really a system. Mend, reuse, share, record, and save until the small becomes substantial. The real greatest generation, both the families who stayed stateside and the soldiers who came home, ran on their own versions of Francine's ritual. Frugality wasn't the lifestyle brand that it's become today, but was the playbook that turned scarcity into security and later prosperity. The dozen or so habits that followed dust off that playbook for 21st century. They're practical, sometimes quirky, and still relevant because the math of waste and the logic of restraint haven't changed since Francie counted those hard-earned pennies. So I'm guessing they don't have them numbered here, but they're in bold print. So, number 1. Start a mend it before you replace it Saturday fix ritual. Which reminds me, I've got a hole in the pocket of my pants that I need to sew shut. Because eventually I'm going to lose something that I don't want to lose. Block 1 hour each weekend for triage. Lay out your broken zipper, wobbly chair, the frayed charging cable, and tackle them in order of easiest repair. Keep a basic kit stocked with everything you might need. Needle and thread, wood glue, electrical tape, so starting doesn't require a trip to the store. I approve! Over time, you'll build skill, confidence, and backlog of avoided purchases. Importantly, the ritual trains your mind to ask, how do I restore before what do I buy? And that shift compounds into real savings. All right, bank every found penny. Review the jar, and when it hits the pound, drop the loose change rebate checks and referral bonuses into a clear container you can see grow. When the weight reaches 16 ounces, about $18 in mixed coins, or simply reaches the top, convert it to a savings account and note how long the accumulation took. The other thing, if you're going to take an hour to repair stuff on the weekends, don't go taking it to one of those change counting bullshit machines where they take like 15% of whatever it is that you dump in there. Because, you're not doing yourself any favors. Get the paper rolls, go and count the stacks, fill the rolls, and take them to your local bank. It's as simple as that. Make sure you're actually getting your money, because the other thing is, those change counting things, those are in a store, which means you're going to have money in your hands. You're going to be like, I can go buy some shit. No, just drop it off at your bank, okay? Good God. Share and borrow less frequently. Use tools with those around you. Create a simple spreadsheet or group chat listing who owns which ladder, post hole digger, or steam cleaner and agree on basic rules. Return clean, repair if broken, and schedule respectfully. You eliminate redundant purchases and strengthen community ties. Each time a tool changes hands, ownership becomes collective, not in theory, but in everyday rhythm of lending and gratitude. It's not communism, it's just being nice. When they don't give your shit back, you found a commie. Act accordingly. Master the art of leak proofing and insulating your own home. Start with an Saturday energy audit. Feel for drafts at windows and doors. Inspect attic insulation depth and check plumbing joints and toilet seals for slow drips. A $20 caulk gun, weather stripping, and pipe tape. Fix most issues, slashes utility bills, and more reliably than chasing rate deals. Every sealed seam is a tiny raise you give yourselves, and unlikely most raises, this is a tax-free and forever. Yeah. No shit. Okay, I did not ask for that. Let's see here. Turn scraps, fabric, food, lumber into Second Life projects. Store offcuts and leftovers in clearly labeled bins. Cloth becomes cleaning rags. Wilted vegetables morph into stock. Oh, soup stock. And short boards transition into garden stakes. Set a seasonal use it up challenge to clear the bins before buying new materials. The practice reframes waste as raw input and engages creativity where money used to do the work. Barter with your neighbors, trading surfaces instead of dollars. I've got an issue with this one because usually people are asking for my services, and when I need help, I'm basically told to politely but aggressively in a firm manner to off. This one involves coordinating with others, but can also be a lot of fun. No, it's not. List your skills: cookie baking, bike repair, spreadsheet wizardry. Huh? And ask others what they can offer. One evening of lawn mowing might equal a week of fresh eggs. Well, at the current prices of gas and eggs, that might actually mathematically work out, because if you give too many eggs, you're overpaying. Record every expenditure in a pocket ledger for slow motion spending. Keep the notebook and pen in the same pocket as your phone. Anytime money leaves, pause to write the amount and purpose. The tactile act slows the moment just enough to question impulse buys. Like hamsters. Because my daughter's hamster just died, which means that we got another hamster. They're not as cheap as I remember them being. What the hell? I'm wondering, is this to discourage a certain group of people from experimenting with bodily orifices and gerbils and hamsters? Free the hamsters. Pay in cash, envelope days. Feel the dollars leave your hand. Choose one spending category, groceries or entertainment, and withdraw the month's budget and bills divided into dated envelopes. When an envelope is empty, the category rests until next cycle. No matter how good the sale looks, cash's physical finality teaches limits more viscerally than swipes and taps ever will. That is true. For some reason, people, man, I remember, you still paying cash? What is wrong with you? Yeah, I don't have debt and I don't have credit cards. So if I don't have the money, I can't spend it. Top off grocery runs with backyard eggs and porch tomatoes. I approve. Begin with the easy wins, a small raised bed for salad greens or a coop for 2 laying hens. Or 6. Or 8. Why stop there? Plan meals around what the yard produces, so stored trips shrink to just a little bit. The garden becomes both produce aisle and classroom, reminding the household where food originates and delicious flavors of freshness. Scratch cook most meals by keeping your pantry stocked with options. Build a core inventory: rice, beans, flour, spices that support dozens of recipes, and restock staples before experimenting with novelties. Weekly batch cook sessions turns bulk staples into ready components, cutting temptation to outsource dinner to delivery apps. Not an option when you live in the middle of nowhere, or just move to the middle of nowhere. Mix vinegar, baking soda, and soap into old-fashioned cleaners. Combine equal parts white vinegar and water for glass. Sprinkle baking soda for scrub, and add a few drops of Castle soap for grease. Store the mixes in clearly labeled spray bottles that they cost pennies. Avoid harsh fumes and reduce plastic waste. Cleaning shifts from chemical consumption to simple ingredients you control. What was it? Was it vinegar in newspapers that used to be used for windows? That was like the best thing you could use to clean your windows. Run the household on one shared car and coordinate errands. Yeah, that's not going to work. Give porch chair haircuts with clippers, mirror, and good humor. You're going to need humor after you see what they've done to you. Watch a short tutorial. Yeah, that's why they have beauty schools, because they just watch short tutorials on YouTube. Start with conservative trims. Don't be afraid of a buzz cut to cover over early mistakes. Yeah. And that is the end of the article. So it was your basic. It was very, very basic when it came to, I did like where they started out with like repairing, reusing, what was it? Reduce, reuse, recycle. And really the only money maker out of the three was recycle. And they just get everybody else to do the labor for them while they sell the stuff that we collect and clean and transport. And yeah, it's such bullshit. Recycling is a bullshit scam. Prove me wrong. So that is the article, 13 old-fashioned frugal living habits from the greatest generation. I think they still apply today. Is a penny that you pick up off the street still worth the penny? It's kind of the real question, isn't it? Is it something we even want to bother with? Let me know in the comment section. Till then, keep on typing.